Welcome to this Netcamp training video about the SSH configuration on Huawei devices. In this lab we will use two physical AR routers which are connected to each other with an Ethernet connection. R1 will be used as an SSH client and R2 will be used as the SSH server. We will generate an RSA key pair first, then create a local user, create an SSH user and start the SSH service on R2. Later we will configure the VTA lines for the SSH access, and at the end we will test it if the access is possible. Let us start with configuring R2 as an SSH server. We first create a local key pair. This host already has a key pair configured, so we will be asked to confirm to replace it, and we keep the rest on default. This now takes some seconds or minutes depending on the hardware. So now the key pair is successfully created. Next step is in the AAA section to create a local username, which is called Netcamp in our case, and a password of Netcamp26. We will give this user a privilege level of 3 and we will give him the access for SSH. This is it in the AAA section. Now the next step is the creation of the SSH user with the authentication with the password. On the AR routers you need to configure the interface on which the SSH service should run. In our case it's the Ethernet 003. Let's configure that. And now we can already start the SSH server, which can be checked with display SSH server status. Here we can see that it's enabled. Now the next task is to configure SSH on the user VTI lines. Let's jump into it with VTI 0 to 4. We set authentication mode to AAA, to the local user database in our case, and we accept only inbound connection via SSH. And this is all we have to do on R2. Let's move now to R1. Now let's try if we can log into R2 with SSH. This is done with the command stelnet and the IP address, which is in our case 10.0.12.2. We are asked for a username, which is Netcamp. And now we get an error because it's the first time we use R1 as an SSH client. For that reason we need to configure the command SSH client first time enable. So let's do that. And now we try again. We get the password prompt. Let's input the password, which is Netcamp26. And now we are on R2. We can test to get access to the system view. This is possible. We have a privilege level of 3. And with display users, we see that we are on VTI line 0. We get from a source IP address of 10.0.12.1 with a username of Netcamp.